Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. I saw some scaffolding, and I decided to go underneath it. No reason. Anywho, they say, well actually no, I said in the past that as far as my YouTube channel goes, I never actually delete any videos unless I have a really good reason to. And a call from a tutor saying that there was a violation of university policy surrounding the reviews that I posted before is one of them. So in case people don't know, sometime since last week, basically, since actually, obviously I'm holding the same bicep that I actually stiffened up because of that review. There was some discussions on the university group chat surrounding the reviews that some people had actually posted. That was the phrasing of it. Some people. So I assume that I'm not the only one, but who knows? Actually, that might have been a more general thing, just to say, oh, instead of like one human being. But yeah. So I end up actually responding to those. You know, just basically offering my thoughts as to why I actually did the reviews in the way that I did them. We had a bit of a back and forth, and I considered the matter resolved when eventually the person who was complaining about that made me actually see that, oh yeah, comparing them as if it were a competition was a step too far. As far as offering my thoughts, I still don't think there was an actual issue with those, just simply because, I mean, I said at the time I was there to be criticised, but then, of course, the argument was like, oh yeah, we're students. Shouldn't be that way. Well, eventually, as it turns out, I'm not sure if this is the same person who actually then pursuing this further and taking it to that particular tutor who actually did the right thing and approached me about it rather than immediately going into disciplinary action. But either way, somebody eventually talked about that after I made the adjustments based on the, I thought, civilized discussion that was going on. Well, I mean, it was civilized from my end. The person seemed to be getting slightly worked up, but it's hard to tell through text, so I don't really know exactly what happened. So yeah, basically that's why, just to clear address the elephant in the room, that's why Walking Wednesdays 147 and 149 are gone now. I've left up 148 in the middle of those ones simply because that one was all about Siren Story, and I'm hardly about to, you know, snitch on myself, as it were, to get my own criticisms of my own work down. It's like I can get them out of my own head. As has been pointed out to me recently, actually, a lot of thoughts that I have end up festering in my mind for quite some time. So actually expressing them, especially when it's about something that I've done, actually is quite beneficial for me. Anyways, that matter aside, I think that's all I have to say about the matter, except for addressing a little bit of the irony, actually, in the sense that there was on the group chat, it was somewhat implied by some of the people who then piggybacking on this, that I wouldn't be able to say the things that I said on YouTube in real life. For the record, if there's anything that I say to a person over the internet, I'm not afraid to say it to their face. I mean, I feel like I was quite calm and also somewhat balanced and respectful in my manner of actually saying, oh yeah, this didn't actually work for me, this did, and here's why. That's something that I've been trying to do for quite some time and evolve my craft as a reviewer, considering that that's something that I want to actually keep doing in the future, which I will come back to in a second because that relates to the major topic of this video later on. I'd be remiss to not point out the irony that there's a good chance that somebody didn't actually come to me directly and say it to even in the group chat what they thought, and actually went to the tutors instead. That is too humorous not to actually mention, considering that the argument was that I myself would not be able to do that. But yeah, for the record, if anyone, I was going to say, my offer would have been in this video that if anyone wanted to actually talk to me in person and discuss what the things that I'd actually said, then I would say, oh yeah, go ahead. But obviously now they can't, access what I said anyway, because it's gone, so who knows? If anyone has any memories of those things, then I guess by all means, go ahead and tell me. That's about the best I can do, really. Anywho, videos are gone, which is a shame, because we're on episode 150 now, and there's two gaps. I'm not going to change the episode titles, by the way. I know that somebody, possibly, I don't know, Josh or somebody, might actually ask me, oh yeah, why don't I make 148, 147, make this 149, or blah, blah, blah. Well, no. Because that would be, because the episodes happened. I'm not going to ignore that they happened, so, yeah. Either way, it's like if I did wrong, I accept that I did wrong, well, I'm not going to erase the evidence more than I was almost forced to. And even if I was in the right somehow, then, obviously acknowledge that as well. So yeah, they happened, but no one can see them anymore, basically. Okay, on to the matter at hand. Now that's all out in the air. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, there's been a lot of Mutant Girl stuff again. What a surprise. Auditions for the characters actually went out this week. Audition for some of the characters for the Mutant Girl movie, The Mutant Girl Goes to High School. There's been a few issues actually in the Discord server surrounding where to actually submit them, because some people have been DMing me their auditions. Other people have been posting them in the actual audition slots in the first place, which is good. And others simply in the VA submissions chat, which was meant really for the actual movie lines themselves rather than the auditions involved. So basically, my request to anyone who is actually has actually seen that video and has gone ahead and done an audition, other than the stuff in the actual video, my other request is please stop DMing me your auditions. The reason I prefer if that wasn't the case is because I risk actually losing them and not realizing, oh yeah, this person actually DM'd these to me, because I actually listen to the auditions usually on the server itself. That's actually a great place for me to organize files and actually have them already on display for me, ready to compare and contrast, as I'm supposed to do. So having that there, actually having them in the proper place really helps out, so I don't end up thinking, oh yeah, within the week or so that people start sending me stuff, I'm now not going to be able to access them. That's why I've been posting people's DMs things in the server. And if this be a case that people are nervous about auditioning, because I've had a few people come forward and say, oh yeah, this is my first audition of this nature, then and so I'm worried about it, I'm nervous or whatever. Well, I will say to you that everyone's in the same boat. People from at large, I think even people who do auditions, professionally and keep on evolving their craft, a lot of them are still quite nervous at the results. I mean, I'm a freak of nature, so I don't tend to actually get stage fright per se. But that's basically, I feel like, yeah, auditions for voice actor stuff is a variant of stage fright. I mean, voice acting is acting after all. But even if it is your first time auditioning, well, first of all, thank you for actually going ahead and doing it anyway. But also, The Mutant Girl actually was almost everyone's first voice acting gig, at least the people that started all the way back in the day, and even some of them that started since in season 2. There are a few exceptions to this. I mean, Nova had quite a few gigs beforehand. Some of the voice actors that have actors like for example BB or Caroline had their debuts in Tales of Sir Nicanor rather than the Mutant Girl. But other than those examples, everyone pretty much, for the most part, started off on the Mutant Girl, and I welcomed their efforts, and I appreciated their talents and what they actually brought. So don't worry so much. I think there's also quite a big fear around people auditioning for certain characters, such as Bianca, for example, who has so far attracted, I don't know, just a rough estimate, like 80–70-ish% of all of the auditions. Yeah, quite a significant margin. Which honestly is good, because Bianca is the character that will have the most lines in season 3, and the fact that people are willing, despite the fact that I warned everyone that she's going to be carrying on in the future, the fact people are willing to stick around and actually commit to that role in particular, I actually feel like it's really good. But I think there's also a stigma around people like, oh yeah, I wanted to go for Bianca, but so many other people have gone for her, and so I feel like I can't do it anymore, etc., etc. There are plenty of concerns like that, to which I will also say, it still doesn't matter. I'm going to be considering everyone just the same. And just because you think that maybe somebody else nailed the audition that you were going to do, doesn't necessarily mean that they have. I mean, I still haven't listened to most of the audition. I've just been compiling the files and, you know, getting them to the right places where they're supposed to be. So essentially, it's all, I'm not making any decisions before the moment there. So yeah, don't worry too much. And actually, I'll admit that in the past, I have on occasion fallen into that trap somewhat of basically seeing somebody who's like, oh yeah, this voice is perfect for this character, I'm not going to go for that one. But the difference when I do it is that I always audition for like every other character too, so I've somewhat got to a point where I can play to my strengths. If that's where you're at right now, then by all means go ahead and audition for other characters, you know, like Natalie, or, you know, well, the male roles. As per usual, the male roles actually are the ones that are most difficult to cast, just due to the particular audience of Gacha. But yeah, who knows? It's still all to be decided. You still have a few days. So, again, worry not. That's my major piece of advice. As far as other Gacha stuff goes, I keep saying I want to start Alpha Academy again. Pixel Month has gotten in the way of that, and also I've now gone back to doing like the rest of my uni coursework. So that's been something I'm doing. I'm doing, you know, my reflective commentary on the Mutant Girl remix, which actually hasn't been as easy as I thought, because a lot of them have sub-word counts where they want specific things like, oh yeah, evidence of your building of your website. I haven't done much on the website. Stuff like, I don't know. I finished off most of the difficult ones. I've been going in order of difficulty. I'm saving my favorite one for last, because actually you guys have already made it much easier for me. Because one part, which is weirdly at the beginning, I think this could be done in any particular order. I haven't got them in order right now. But one particular part is all about the feedback that you have received from people. Now that usually means fellow students. The fellow students haven't given me too much actually around it, while the tutors has. But obviously, feedback just means anyone, which means that all of your comments, all of your discussions surrounding the Muse and Girl itself, and particularly around the remakes, the 2 remakes, because that's what I'm submitting. All of that stuff actually is what I'm looking for. So I'm saving that for last, so I can just plow through and discuss all those lovely little elements that you have all provided so gracefully for me. If you want to actually get yours in beforehand, actually, please leave some comments on the Empress to the Rescue video, the remake of episodes 2 and 3, because that one has no comments on it. But I have seen other stuff elsewhere, like, stuff from Prism of Voices, etc. Which reminds me, Prism of Voices as well. I'm so glad that you actually, enjoyed the review of the Guardians episode 1. I know that you said you don't like the episodes 1 through 5, which honestly I will note for the future. But obviously I'm going to go in order, because why miss out on details story-wise. I have taken a few quick sneak peeks into the Guardians in the future, and actually I've been quite impressed at the difference in the visual style. I haven't really looked at the story, because obviously I just came in very quickly because Josh was saying, oh yeah, you can watch episodes 2 through 14 before, 2 through 13 before episode 14 comes out or something. It was like, I don't want to have many more backed up files. William is currently working on the Guardian ones, so those will be arriving in due time. But much like Alpha Witch Academy, actually, which I said again I was going back to, I've also been delaying that kind of stuff because of Pixel Month, which we've been trying to set up. Actually, Pixelmon Reforged Adventure is actually concluded now. Well, not concluded, sorry. It's the files that I've had backed up for ages have now concluded. I've gone completely up to date with where we were in the map before, and actually I've used those files to establish what level all of my Pokemon were at, so I can now actually go straight back in. We've still got to set up a few people, like Mimi actually needs to get their Pokemon sorted. We're thinking of doing that today. It depends. Aiden wanted to stream at do that at 5 and do the recording. Unfortunately, actually, the recording that 5 his time actually coincides with 5 years later. That's the Emerald Secret. So it's not like I can't really go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna hopefully, backtrack, do some more reflective commentary, not the feedback part, but maybe some of the stuff before it, and basically see if there's any way of getting that done a little bit earlier, so that I then may be excused. Well, chances are, obviously, I say I may be excused, but we all know that Aiden's going to want to join, especially considering that this particular episode is the big twist of the series. I think we both want to be there for that. So yeah, I hope everyone's been enjoying the reign of the alpha so far, in both series, actually. We'll see. It's been a long process, and I'm actually looking forward to this one in particular. I've said before, Emerald Secret I've harped on especially. I still think rightfully so, but again, it all depends on how you look at it. But these episodes, the ones that people keep on saying are objectively good, even me, I can't argue with that. So I look forward to it, and I guess I'm going to start heading back now after some shopping. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if not already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.